Basement Bookers Podcast.
News. Andrade. We have exclusive video of Andrade. No longer with WWE. His long storied career is over. The rumor is that he first is saying that he hasn't shown up or whatever. They wanted him to do AAA and he didn't want to do that. And then I'm hearing that there was a wellness violation, that he got caught in a wellness violation. Then I'm hearing altercations backstage and he was sent home. So we're not gonna know, but we do have we have the video. We're gonna show it to you right now. And there he is. That was the storied career of Andrade in WWE. He was
How'd you
there.
manage to get that exclusive footage?
I follow Andrade around,
Mm.
so
It's paying off now.
I mean I don't, but if I did, that's how I got the exclusive video of him doing that.
That's
so
a, that's
you
a good
sad?
little so I'm a little sad because okay, Andrade's first run in WWE was good, like NXT. He did good in NXT. They brought him up, lackluster, this, that, and the other. He goes elsewhere. He comes back. They didn't do anything with him. It could have been a situation of, well, we don't like this, that, and the other, so we're not going to do anything. I don't know what it was. Obviously, there's a lot of rumors going around as far as what happened, what prompted this release. But knowing how good he is in the ring, I feel a little shortchanged that we didn't get to see more of him. Who that's on, we may never know. But, I mean, I hope he can prosper elsewhere.
They should have just. I think they should have. Let me be careful, because wisdom says you should chew your food, you should chew your words before you spit them out. So I'm going to try to. I don't think Andrade was good enough of a performer to warrant this kind of behavior. I think what they could have benefited from is putting him in a group. And I know it's not always the answer, but it seems to keep Dragon Lee, who I would argue is slightly better than Andrade when it comes to between the ropes. I think Dragon Lee speaks better English than Andrade. Andrade has a very thick accent, and that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that he shouldn't be featured. But we run into this problem with WWE, and the problem is he was on SmackDown, which is a 2-hour show, and they focus mainly on the top of the card, then to the mid card, sort of. I would say Solo, MFT, Cody. What's Cody doing? Why isn't everybody thinking about Cody? Why isn't Cody in the room right now? Okay, and his absence from television to film is known. It's felt in the product from the last 2 weeks. Present week excluded, slightly better. There's a lot of questions about Friday where, is Brock Lesnar an idiot? I don't know. He's looking for John Cena on SmackDown, and John Cena clearly said on SmackDown last week, which Brock was at, that it was his last appearance on SmackDown.
Yep.
So Brock Lesnar, he's going through a lot. He's going out there. He's ripping his pants. He's beating up on John Cena's brother. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. But that's the main event for Wrestlepalooza. Nice segue from that. Not to, honestly, Andrade should have been in the LWO. Why not? He's better than Joaquin Wilde. He's better than the other one.
Cruz
You
del
know,
Toro.
he would have. That they should have had a heel luchador faction. Should have been. You put. Look, I get it. A lot of you believe Andrade is handsome, and you need to see his face, but not always. Okay, when just put him in a mask. It should have been a heel luchador faction. Turn Dragon Lee. Do what you have to do. Make it more. That's why nobody cares about LWO because
Right.
they're just. When you think NWO, you think these bad guys that come out there and they kick ass and they're owning shit.
Hmm.
LWO, they don't kick ass and they get owned.
Yeah,
And as a
NWO
Puerto Rican, I take
disrupted
that
everything.
personally. I
Yeah.
don't like to throw that in here, but I don't like that. I don't like
Hmm.
that there's no like it's never been legitimate. It's never been. It's always been let's sell some shirts and be done with it. Why not sell more masks with a cool heel luchador faction? But instead, you just beat them. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
said a lot of things here.
yeah. Sorry to talk over you, but the NWO disrupted everything. Like they weren't solely focused on any one part of the show. Like especially like, as they grew, they would disrupt any and every match. The
NWO.
LW, yeah, the NWO, the LWO, they exist. They have matches every now and then, and that's all they're doing. Dragon Lee as a heel, maybe, maybe not. I'm not so positive, but yeah, I think Andrade should have been in a faction. It's been proven that factions they will improve everyone because you're getting some time, but you're like you're not the focus. So you have a better opportunity to show your positives while the limited time can hide the negatives. Um, they did sort of tease him being part of a faction when he first came back this time around, and literally went nowhere. Also, yes, Brock clearly wasn't paying attention last week when Cena said that it was the last week. But we had that interaction between Brock and Ron Cena this week, which was
Yeah,
fun.
I'm glad he went through that serious arc of his, um, only to just still be the same guy. I don't know what the point of any of that was. It's like, okay, fine.
Hmm.
But I don't understand why they didn't stick. It's obvious Zelina Vega is not over. All right. We like Zelina Vega here, friend of the show. She doesn't know
Hmm.
us, but we consider her a friend of the show.
Hmm.
They just don't take care of her. Maybe they didn't think that United States title reign was great, but they should have put her with Andrade in LWO. That's what it should have been. She should have been helping him win matches. Just go back to the NXT formula. That's what made him successful over there. She'd do all the shit to help him win. He'd have some classic matches, whatever, and let the people decide. Because then we gave him the opportunity. We gave him all the tools
Hmm.
there. And if they want to do AAA, then why not? Why not have Andrade and Zelina do the AAA together?
Exactly.
You know,
Also,
it's
to go ahead.
no, it's okay.
To piggyback off of your idea, they could have had Andrade join the LWO, and him and Zelina, when they get back together, like when she accompanies him to the ring, all of a sudden, like they're doing some heel stuff. Like they're acting face, but like she's She's gonna trip the opponent. She'll distract and everything, and that could cause tension within the LWO. And look, all of a sudden you're actually doing something with the LWO. Then you have it's like, oh, what's going on? Oh no, we're just trying to get some wins, and then you have them turn on the LWO. Or have them kicked out of the LWO, whichever way you want to do it. You can then actually do something with the NWO, be doing something with Zelina Vega and Andrade. You repaired them, and yes, either put them in NXT to buff up, or I had this idea maybe now that WWE owns AAA. You remember the old ideas that they had that there'd be NXT Japan, NXT Europe, NXT Latin America. Maybe they can do that with AAA, not rebrand it because AAA has all this history behind it, and have it sort of be a feeder system into NXT. Do some developmental down there, maybe get a performance center, and you could have Andrade and Zelina Vega as the pairing, sort of like at the top of the card. They could be training the newer guys coming up, help them get used to the WWE style so they can move on to NXT or the main roster so they're better prepared for it. And they could be top of the card. They could have done so well. There was so much they could have done with Andrade. And for whatever reason it just didn't happen.
Maybe they should have put him in Judgment Day. Maybe they should have put him and Zelina in Judgment Day. That would make the faction, like, it's more people, but still it's more like a threatening, more of a renaissance, because then you have more guys. You have more people to deal with.
Yeah.
She could even aid, Raquel and
Roxanne.
Dunk.
Oh,
I was
sorry.
going to get it, and Roxanne and their stuff too. It could have been something, but we're never going to know. We're never going to know. So that's done. Andrade, we wish you best. Just don't be a mark for yourself. And if you are, maybe there's a reason for it. I don't know. I can't tell this professional, who's done the biz more than I talk about it. So,
True.
all right. Well, we might as well just give everybody a quick recap for Monday Night Raw and hit anything we want to like. AJ Styles defeated El Grande Americano. He got help from Dragon Lee during that match. Nice to see AJ Lee on Monday Night Raw helping each other out. Bronson Reed beat LA Knight by pinfall. Braun Breaker was involved, which obviously helped tip the scales.
Yep.
In the main event-ish moment, Jey Uso delivered a shocking spear to LA Knight.
Yeah.
This was after Jimmy and Jay, was it? LA Knight and Jay helped save Jimmy? No, Jimmy came to save LA Knight, and he was getting beat up, and then Jay came. And that ended with a spear. And of course, AJ Lee, she has come. She's officially there. She did a little promo there. Got the SEALs to chant mental health. And now it's official. We have a mixed tag team match at Wrestlepalooza, probably going to maybe open the show. The rumor is that the main event will be Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. And I think it's supposed to be John Cena's, if he wins, it would be his 99th win, or 100th or something. But he's got a record there. So.
Nice.
It's never really gone well between Brock and John Cena. So maybe it's time.
Yeah, I think Cena gets his win back from Suplex City. As far as opening the show, I think maybe Io and Stephanie will open it.
That's bold.
That's just my thinking here. Start out.
Well,
with,
don't forget, you have a WWE title match on there as well. Cody versus Drew McIntyre.
Yep, I got the card in front of me here. Like the way I lay this out. I think Io and Stephanie, and then you get probably Usos versus the Vision, and then you get. I mean, if Cena and man, you know what, that's a good point. If Cena and Brock is the closer, then Cody and Drew has to be right before it. So maybe you open with Usos versus the Vision, then Io and Stephanie, then the mixed tag.
Well, I would agree with you, but the fact that yeeting is involved, I think that's a seventh inning stretch kind
Mm,
of match. So it might moved in a little bit more to get the people to wake up again after a couple of matches.
perhaps.
So you could be right, but we'll see. This isn't about the order. This is about other stuff. All right. So I guess we should talk about Jay
Yeet.
briefly. There's not much to say about Jay. I think the story is simple. He's as I I didn't react to it nicely. I thought that he was acting outside of his best interests, that he's back to the hothead Jay that we thought that there was a storyline like progress from, that he grew as a character,
Hmm.
but there's events that people need to kind of remember. Before the fall away, Roman Reigns was giving Jay advice, and I think Jay is taking it to heart.
Hmm.
So he, unlike Roman, who it took him a long time to do this, to change who he was, to become the tribal chief from the big dog, I feel like this is kind of a sprint from Yeet Man to wannabe tribal chief for Jay. If he's acting like Roman,
Hmm.
there was a lot more. Roman went through a lot more stuff than Jay did.
Yeah,
So
factual.
it's accelerated due to Roman's experience and what Jay has seen. It's not like Roman had somebody to look at similar to himself. So your
Yeah,
thoughts
so
there?
Roman's transformation into the tribal chief, it 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 was a bit of a slow build. Like he came back and we weren't sure heel or face what he was doing and everything. Definitely came back arrogant. And then the manipulation of the Usos that he did, like that memorable Hell in a Cell moment. Sorry, I Quit match. It felt like a Hell in a Cell, but it was an I Quit match. Um, really like solidified it, and he had all this time to build and build. If they're doing something similar with Jay, um, I won't jump the gun and say um that it's quick because we still have time for them to tell us a story. Um, is it just that Roman's in his ear? Perhaps. Is he maybe showing some frustration about, having been world champ, did it on his own, and now he's back to tagging with his brother? Sounds like you got promoted and then got brought back down. That's something that could be upsetting him. So maybe they tell that story a bit. I'm not sure what story that they're gonna end up telling. We know that Roman talked to him, as you mentioned. So is perhaps that's the main thing. He's listening to Roman. I don't know if he's gonna try and be a tribal chief, but I don't know, man. Like I don't, I can't quite see where this is going, which interests me because I like not knowing. I like the surprise.
Well, the consensus is that it's a popular thing, but I don't agree. I think Jay made a mistake. I think Jay's not using his brain. I think Jay should have taken a chapter out of the Tribal Chief's book and used LA Knight and continued to use him for his own benefit until it's not beneficial, and then do what you need to do. That's the problem right there. Jay could have been more calculating. He's already got enemies, and he's making more enemies where there shouldn't be enemies. So that's my opinion on that one.
That is a good point.
So, all right. Well, we Raw, we did a live thing. We talked about it. Everybody could check out the VOD for the live stream. Let's go to NXT. So the results here: Josh Briggs beat Javon Evans using a steel chain. So Josh Briggs is a heel, as he should be. Laney Reed, don't know who you are, but congratulations for beating Fabi Apache in a speed match. Apparently is a women's speed tournament. Dark State, which apparently are the NXT Tag Team Champions, retained against Hank and Tank. Tavion Heights, apologies, beat Ethan Page in a flag match. Don't know how that works. Triple Threat Tag Team Elimination. The Culling defeated Fatal Influence and Zaruka, which is Zarya and Solruka. So the big thing is NXT Homecoming. So Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, and Stephanie Vaquer all made returns, and they confronted JC Jane and Fatal Influence after the elimination match there. So look to that. Well, let's move on. Let's talk big news here. Big news. If you're a fan, I know you're out there, of Dominik Mysterio. There's one of you at least. Defeated El Hijo del Vikingo to win the AAA Mega Championship, making him the first wrestler to hold titles in both WWE and AAA at once. The deal was, if he won, his father, his dirtbag deadbeat father, would have to put the AAA championship around his waist. And he reluctantly did, and he told him to get the fuck out. Also, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., that's too much, fix that, won the AAA Latin American Championship, which I guess is like their United States title, in a fatal four-way, or Intercontinental Championship, in a fatal four-way over Dragon Lee, Ethan Page, and J.D. McDonough. Psycho Clown and Pagano retained the AAA World Tag Team Championship versus Grayson Waller and Kofi Kingston.
The story why Woods wasn't in the match was a Mexican destroyer that he took from Penta required him
on
to have
Monday.
required him to have some sort of surgery, like in his brain, allegedly. That's what he said. And so he flew down there, risking his life because, after you have surgery, you risk blood clots if you fly and everything. But he flew down there to support Big G and Kofi in their match.
Wow. Okay.
Big G.
Man, what a waste of a spot. Grayson Waller. All right. Mr. Iguana and Lola Vice beat Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez in a mixed tag team match.
Fun little match. Had a spot where I forget the Iguana's name, attacked Demonito, which is Finn Balor's little puppet, which distracted Finn and allowed Mr. Iguana to hit a flying move on him on the outside.
Okay, and then we have Natalya defeating Fabi Apache.
Yep,
I hope is Native American. To become the #1 contender for the AAA Reina de Reinas Championship, Queen of Queens.
That's
So
right.
that makes Natty the #1 contender.
Yep, and Graves mentioned this new side of Natalia we're seeing ever since she went to GCW Bloodsport. So it's now part of canon, part of WWE canon, that Bloodsport is a thing, and that Natty's attitude is a little different there than it is on the main roster. So let's see if she transitions to this new character.
They've she they've been acknowledged that, and this is what upsets me, man. What the hell? Why are they wasting time? Why are they wasting time? She listen. I'm not. I'm gonna say this carefully,
Hmm.
okay? Not a spring chicken. You're wasting her time. You're wasting her potential. So unless she wins this title, I don't know what we're doing here.
Yeah. Um, to their credit, Graves, Conan, and JBL were putting Natalia over as being a veteran, being in the ring for 20 some odd years already. I think give her the Reina de Reinas championship, let her have a good run, bring it on WWE TV, get exposure, just do it. Strap this other rocket to her. It doesn't have to be the women's Royal title, maybe eventually, but do something with her.
Look, I'm not. You don't even need to. It's not about championships. It's about when she goes out there, how she's presented.
Hmm.
You can go out there and win and get all these victories. It doesn't necessarily have to lead to a title, but the people could get her there where it's undeniable. I'm just speaking about allowing her to express herself in her art the way she wishes to, and not relegating it to, no disrespect to Worlds Collide, a YouTube show, which not as much people are going to watch as they would, say, Monday Night Raw on Netflix, where she's supposed to be featured.
Just to throw this out there, when I watched Worlds Collide today, it had 1.6 million views. So,
Okay.
so I'm not sure how many people are watching Raw. 1.6 million is a nice number, I gotta say.
Well, the difference is that YouTube can be seen anywhere,
Hmm.
you know, so I don't think that's fair, seeing as you have to pay for Netflix
Hmm.
to watch Raw over there. So, but I understand what you mean by that.
Yeah, so that's true. Like, I don't have the science, the numbers, the data that would compare 1.6 million on YouTube versus however many views on Netflix that Raw gets. But
Because with
the,
YouTube, it's
mm,
not just views, it's also how long they're watching.
mm,
It's retention. The things we don't have. But, it's other stuff, that they look at in analytics.
mm,
You know what I mean? It's not just about the views. It's also about comments, on there, and it was very lively there. But yes, there's other things besides just views, because you could click on a video, it'll get a view, but it's about how long, you know, people are staying engaged with the show.
So the last match, or the opening match, I should say, on Worlds Collide was Lucha Showcase 8-man tag match. La Parca, Mascarita Sagrada, and the Aztec Warriors, who are Laredo Kid and Octagon Jr., they defeated the LWO, represented by Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wild, Lince Dorado, and Mini Abismo Negro. So, Mascarita Sangrada and Mini Abismo Negro are minis, as they call them down there in Mexico.
I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah, they are both shorter than me, confirmed. Just saying. Um,
I mean, it's in their names,
it is.
but it's fine.
It is. Fun match. Couple crazy spots as you'd expect. Laredo Kid and Lince Dorado are still great. Definite potential for them to come back to WWE. Not that Laredo Kid was there, but he could come eventually
For what?
to wrestle
To do
on
nothing?
the big. Let's talk like 2-3 years down the road. Let's give him some more camera time.
They're obviously see. Here's the thing: what I don't get, they're obviously doing fine in AAA. Why do they have to leave? What's wrong with where they are?
I think potentially they'd make more money on the main roster.
What does them have to making more money have to do with your being entertained? That's so strange to me.
I find them entertaining.
I want them to make more money. So let me take them away from where they currently work, from the fans that watch them over there, to sit in catering half the time. So they could go to Pierce. First time Lindsay Dorado come to Monday Night Raw. Everybody love Lindsay Dorado. And now you don't love Lindsay Dorado. Just like poor Penta over there. You no love Penta. Is that what you want? Just so you could have more reasons to say, well, he should really get opportunities. How come they're not giving him opportunities? That's fucked up.
You're right. Like the roster, the roster.
There's a lot of bloat.
Yeah, roster bloat it's a real thing. I think like they've trimmed it down pretty well so far.
Sure. Okay. That's why SmackDown's women's title picture looks like it's back to Nia Jax. Okay? So, listen, there's a problem in SmackDown, and it ain't the men. You know, it's not the men. So, quick SmackDown stuff. Drew beat Randy Orton via pinfall because the referee wouldn't let him kick him in the head.
Stupid.
After the match, Drew did some shenanigans, and slightly thicker Cody Rhodes comes out and saves Randy. And now it's Wrestlepalooza for those guys. You've heard that Tiffany Stratton successfully defended Jade Cargill in another match that didn't smell great. Maybe we don't need to do the moonsault to the outside, Tiffany. Maybe we don't need to do that anymore. Maybe that's a little bit too much. A little unsafe. You're not doing a good job there. Everything else is great. That, not so much. She's reached 200 days or something, maybe. She's the longest reigning champion on the entire roster, as far as I know.
That's an accolade. That's pretty good.
Yes. Apparently, a dark match was had between Jacob Fatu and Rusev. So that's interesting.
Don't hear much about dark matches anymore.
Well, they're out there. You're just too busy. You know, I go out there. You know, I look at the wrestling X and stuff like that, and I find out some stuff. So I guess before we leave, we got to talk about the big announcement, which I tuned into, which wasn't really a big announcement, which we all knew that WrestleMania we will have a 3:00 start time. If it starts the way it always does. It's going to be in Saudi Arabia next year, right?
Yeah, 2027.
It's the year after Vegas again.
Yeah.
So the rumor is they want The Rock versus Roman Reigns. I just want to say that from watching it, many of the superstars there didn't look like they wanted to be there. They brought Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan came back for a press conference. It was Charlotte Flair, Seth Rollins, who, you know what, maybe I can pull it up because they did not want to be there. It was very odd to me. And also, they didn't have any press, like real press there for this press conference.
So it was a press conference, but they're the only one. Like, it's just them and the camera.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute it, and then I'm gonna share it here for everybody. Just give me a second here.
I'm in big screen mode.
Okay, so here we go. Just look at them. Just
Wow.
look at the look at the misery. Logan Paul is the one I was gonna forget. Logan Paul, one of the greatest pro wrestlers in the history of entertainment. Seth Rollins, Stephanie Vaquer, and behind Triple H's shoulder
That's Liv.
is Liv Morgan. Undertaker looking older than he's ever looked. He, Turkey Ala Sheik, and HBK, another member of the despicable tag team match that they had over there in Saudi Arabia that allegedly happened. Look how miserable these people are. It's just the worst.
That's
Like,
bad.
at least they like, let's see if we could. Okay, Liz Liv. She's got her.
Yeah, but those are dead eyes.
Yeah, it's like, okay, smile pretty and wait for the cameras to turn off. I don't want anybody to think I'm human. And then, now, whoa, what was said here? What was said here? I don't know. And at one point, because they had Tessitore out there doing the talking or whatever, asking the lame questions. And now you need to look at the Undertaker. Okay, now what the Undertaker doing right now? You see that? He's counting the pallets of cash that his soul was worth to do all this.
I was gonna say he looks like he's looking for something behind the camera.
Yeah,
Where is
his
that?
soul. There. There.
He's like, oh,
yeah.
so this is the money man.
Yeah. Yeah, but Liv's happier now. She knows. Then, well, Liv's doing the best job out of all of them, but everyone else. Seth Rollins has a permanent frown. Charlotte Flair looks like she was promised to royalty. Like, she just does not look happy. I don't know what's going on there. And Bianca's like, why are you doing this to me? I'm just being a good soldier. And I don't get it. I just don't get it. There was a little awkward exchange where it's like, when the gentleman sat down, they made sure that the Undertaker would sit next to him. And I don't know what that's all about. I wonder if it's because, like, I don't think they can sit next to women or something. So there's no, like, accidents or anything like that. I don't understand it. I don't know. I'm not judging. I just don't know. It was just odd to me. It's like, to make sure the Undertaker sits next to him. Like, wouldn't he know to sit there, like, already? I don't know.
It's weird.
But it's interesting. So, yeah, that's it. How do we feel about what?
Was that Byron or Tess in the
That's
very
Tess.
far corner? Okay.
It's Tess.
Okay.
Because they said he was doing
You did say that.
the Tessitore. He's usually doing a thing.
That looked weird. That looked so forced for everyone, except Triple H.
It's so much money.
It's a
so much
stupid
money.
amount of money.
It's so much money. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of. I was watching it. The chat was filled with "you sold out," and it's like, well, what do you want to do? Sell out arenas. It's. Look, feel how you feel, and I've had this argument before that there are WWE fans out there too. So, and it's not just Mania; it's Royal Rumble. So it's Royal Rumble and WrestleMania.
Oh, right.
They're gonna get. Yeah.
It's
That
Rumble
women's match is
2027
gonna be so sweaty. It's the same year.
Oh, okay. So
I
both
believe.
2027.
Yeah.
That's big.
I don't mind it. I don't mind the 3 o'clock WrestleMania. That gives you plenty of time
Hmm.
throughout the day. Is it going to still be 2 nights? I'd imagine. Why not make money?
Yeah, presumably, because like, yeah, it's 3 o'clock here, but it's just if it's starting at 3 o'clock here, it's starting at least, I would say probably 9, 10 o'clock over there, because I know the UK is 5 hours ahead of us here in New York, so it's probably a couple hours more than that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I think people need to look more excited when they're doing that stuff. But I guess it's fine. I just get awkward when people have to start sentences with His Excellency. It's like, okay, you gotta do the title befitting. But I can't believe it's 2025
Oh, that's
and
what
we're
HE
still,
is.
yeah, that's
His
it. Yeah, there you go.
oh.
I was reading it like it's his name, but apparently it's a part of his name, His Excellency. So
Alright.
that's my bad. I got to be careful. I don't know what's going on out there. So
The world's a wacky place. Um,
that's one way to describe the world today.
it is.
All right.
Certainly is.
So, I guess that's it. I just want to know what people thought about, WrestleMania being out there in Saudi Arabia. You know, probably folks out there was like always go to WrestleManias, but they're not going to travel out there, and they'll probably miss a WrestleMania. I wonder if Green Shirt Guy is going to be there. Wonder. Anyway, that's the world is a big place,
Hmm.
and they've been just tossing out money. Like this Riyadh season it's not just like wrestling.
Hmm.
Like it's comedians that they pay ridiculous amount of money to go over there and do comedy and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It's a lot of things. They
Yeah, they're
really
trying to
want
make it like
a
a big destination
destination. Yeah,
whole event. It's huge.
because that's where
Um,
money comes in. So
yeah, like
yeah.
the government spending that kind of money for all that talent that they're bringing in, they're 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 making it back somehow. So they wouldn't keep doing it if they weren't.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Bringing WrestleMania there is going to be a big boon. We know around the U.S. and Canada when the big pay-per-views come around, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, the cities bid for it. Like they offer WWE money to come there, and we know that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is forking over a lot of money to WWE to come there for these contracted deals they have. I wonder if this was always part of the plan, or if it was like, well, like let's gauge the numbers and we'll see, or if this is part of the original, what was it, $10 billion over 10 years thing, or whatever the hell it was. I don't remember, but it's good for them.
They want Roman Reigns to main event with The Rock.
Rock and Roman is like, just make sure you tell the story right.
I
Because you
think the
got to.
story writes itself.
It does, but we need to see it, Like we can't just imply like we got I want to see it unfold, you know?
Everyone knows who The Rock is.
Mhm.
Like if you think about the head of the table, like that's right there. It's already a match. Like doesn't The Rock is literally on the board of directors,
Mhm.
right? And
Yeah.
Roman basically works for The Rock.
Mhm.
So, but
Or I could be like you're
like
ahead of the table, but not this table. This is the table where all the decisions are made.
yeah. Personally, I would have been interested 3 years ago. I think it's gonna be too late. I think The Rock's too old. I don't, and it's not just that he's just not as Rock as he used to be. He's not as cool either. So we'll see, man. Maybe that Chicken Man movie that he's gonna do, that's gonna make him, it's gonna, you know, throw him into the stratosphere, bringing back The Rock.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna throw out a perspective real quick. Cena debuted like at the very tail end or just after Rock was done being a regular competitor in WWE. And now Cena's retired or retiring. You don't have to actually do that math, but just keep that perspective in mind. Like, if Cena's slowed down a bit, if Cena feels like he's he knows he's not in his prime anymore and he's lost a step, what about Dwayne?
well, The Rock wrestles a different style. Wrestled past tense, a different
Mm-hmm.
style than John Cena, more
Mm-hmm.
like a faster. So I'd imagine that's harder to do when you're in your 50s, cycling off TRT, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all sorts of health issues come just from just being that age, and he's still lifting. Like he could probably put the weight back on,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, he's gonna have lost a step. But if he's in there with Roman, I'm sure Roman can carry The Rock to like an okay match. It's not gonna
Yeah.
be 17 stars or whatever, but they never are. All
Yeah.
right. I think that's it for today. So if you want to just, you know,
All right. So let us know down below what you thought. Worlds Collide, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown this week. We had this, that, and the other. AJ Lee's return and her promo and everything. What was your favorite match from Worlds Collide? What are you most looking forward to at Wrestlepalooza, as Cody Rhodes said? Um, and of course, we know more than half of you are not subscribed. Do us a solid. Hit that subscribe button. It's right down below. It would help us out a whole lot. As always, Joe's got a party message.
the match of life is scheduled for one fall. So make it count.
Do what the man says.
Follow the bookers.